team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Oracle.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Mars!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Earth Shaker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Invoker.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Maresca has arrived. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Phantom
Choose your
Lancer.
hero.
Yes, ready to go for this one, game 2, and well, GH is back, of course, Fog, for this one. He's back in, he's ready to rock and roll. He's playing the Mirana, of course, this game. How much of a difference is he going to make? And what's broken about the draft? So we're going to see something a little different. Are Nigma going to be able to take down Yellow Submarine, something that they were unable to do so in game 1, of course?
Looks like a very strong draft for them this time around. The last game, I felt like it was a very kind of forced meatball in a way. That they last picked it and put the Void Spirit in the top lane. This time, it just looks very well-rounded. They have better ways to actually team fight this time around. Just the way that their heroes naturally work. And it's a last pick PL into very little counters. This looks like a phenomenal PL game. And I don't think I say that very often. Not a big fan of the hero right now.
Not about that hero. Yeah, absolutely not.
Brutal, savage.
No, definitely a stronger ends the draft, without doubt, from Nigma in comparison to what they tried to bring out in game 1.
30 seconds.
Over on the side of Yellow Submarine, I mean, what are sort of the strengths of their lineup? You know, what have they got going for them?
Team fight, right? Like once they have everything up, when they have Chrono, when they have Mars ulti, when they have the Willow Fear with the Mars ult bouncing off of the walls and everything too, they have some crazy amount if they're able to execute it. But I look at Nigma, and this is not an ulti we're buying. This is like, we're gonna catch people with fissure arrows and make you guys play man down, and look for these constant fights and playing around these cooldowns constantly. Because you know that they're going to be running at them a whole lot this game on the side of Nigma in comparison to the last one where they just played a really big split push game.
And do you think to a point they do need to? Because if you look at the way that this game, if are able to keep it going, Yellow Submarine, and get it to the later portions, would you favor Radiant's lineup then? If it does go late game, they're able to keep it going?
It definitely has, you know, that crazy wombo combo coming in from all the team fight, but it's just
Invoker, the Cataclysm.
Yeah, but it's just such a good PL game though. Like they don't really have things to deal with the illusions. Like if he gets to a point where he has like a heart, Manta Diffusal and stuff like that, I have no idea how they take out these illusions. Invoker spells, very long cooldown to be able to do so. Mars, God's Rebuke is going to be your best bet until Collapse doesn't have a good game. Until now it'll be hard if Miracle is farmed. But that all depends.
Yeah, I mean, out of the heroes that we do have as well in Yellow Submarine's lineup, I mean, considering what you saw in game one, who sort of impressed you the most, and who do you think could pop off again here in this second game on Yellow Submarine if they do manage to get themselves out of a good lane?
I think Collapse could still pop off. He has they have a really strong combo up top. The Willow and the Mars is very threatening. They can put a lot of pressure. Yeah, I think he's probably the one I'd be watching. I think the one that might fall flat on his face a little bit might be Mio. That's the one I'm a bit concerned about. It is a Quaswix Invoker this game, but I see a lot of easy ways of him just getting Aether Remnant into arrowed, Fissured into arrowed, and then he's just dead before the fight starts, and there's no way to protect him.
Yeah, not at all. No real sort of straight-up defensive measures available from the heroes of Yellow Submarine, other than potentially a good fear from the Willow.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, that just won't quite be able to come in soon enough.
But Mio did impress a lot last game, so I'm just holding him up on that pedestal a little bit there because he played so well in the Kunkka. He's holding his own right now in the mid lane. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's 9 for 3 at 9, pretty much even CS here between the two of them. Yeah, he's going to get in. Just managed to get that range creep. Control of the remnants, stop Mio getting the deny. And I'm looking at the other lanes, the bottom lane, Yutoro certainly having the pressure put onto him. Mind Control and GH have been able to do a good job of holding the wave in a way that has allowed Mind Control to deny quite a bit from the first few waves away from the Faceless Void.
They also kept the tri lane for quite some time. RMN, he just TP'd about 30 seconds ago up back for the top lane. So he was playing around bottom for that, Fortune's End plus arrow, and they just can easily set up for a Void kill. Mind Control is going for the full laning Earthshaker, go enchant Totem plus Aftershock. Good harassment versus the Void too.
Trying to push him away, and Poshka getting aggressive onto GH. GH actually going to miss the arrow, but Poshka, he might just get the kill for this. GH plus the Fairy Fire does have the level 2, so he's able to leap away. Mind Control is going to look to try and hunt down Poshka. One more slap for the Enchanted Totem might just do it. Yutoro jumping over towards GH, but he's out with the leap. Poshka will slow down one. If he can get in range, he could go for this, but GH, he's got the bottle delivered. And essential timing there will allow him to remain in the lane. Fuel himself back up so he can push back the two of them. Yutoro.
Void though, Yutoro might die.
He is in trouble. The arrow actually off the mark. GH not quite able to find it, so Yutoro is going to be able to get another jump off at the time. In fact, he's looking to see if he can find the courier. He's going deeper and deeper. Does have a TP. See if he wants to TP back to the lane or back to the base. He is going to stay in the lane. Out of regen though. There's only regen on the Poshka. Isn't, but and it's just a recipe on the courier. So Yutoro's going to have to stick around in the lane without any regen for quite some time now.
No regen and missed, I think like 3 full creep waves just there, running around trying to avoid a death. That was pretty huge there. GH getting the bottle delivered from Mind Control. Immediately, we see near that 4-minute rune, he starts making the move so he can fill up Mind Control's bottle and secure it for Weeha and the spawn top. Both carries are suffering a bit though. We do see Miracle. He was left alone up top. He's at the same kind of level as that Void.
Doing a very good job of damaging this PL to the same extent. Also in this top lane, starting to run very low on the regen. Just RMN holding a tangle to his name. Of course, can offer up the heals to Miracle. He's going to need a lot of them. Just constant spam and harassment with the Soul Ring on the Mars. Keeping Miracle low, and it's close, but Collapse just not able to find an opportunity to get Miracle with the hit from the shield.
I mean, he's too low to really step up for any last hit. He can just die to a Shadow Realm plus a spear, a Shadow Realm plus a Rebuke. Aggressive glyph in the mid lane by Mio. He's starting to get some really good footing here. He's actually doing very well in this matchup, and we have to be careful.
Yeah, Mio's able to land a combo.
The prize is mine.
Just be able to do it. He has got the Invis rune, of course, so ways to play away from Mio.
Invisibility.
Couple more hits though.
I mean, he's living on the edge, Weeha. He's going to pop the Invis rune to try and come back and maybe see if he can get the Remnant pull under the tower. But Mio's already out there. So out of range, but yeah, definitely impressed on the TS. 26-9 against the 25-6 for Void Spirit. I feel like this is a matchup where you can see the Void Spirit come out ahead right sometimes.
Yeah, especially because that like really nice animation, and you're blocking the low amounts of physical damage that Invoker has anyway.
Yeah,
definitely have seen like the Invokers usually suffer quite a bit more.
I think Mio's going to be very happy with the way that this has turned out. Sweetheart, he's got the level 6 now, so some extra bit of burst if he does see Mio low enough to try and go for.
Yeah, we did see GH also make a small rotation mid and just arrow the catapult so that Weeha is able to get a little bit of momentum pushing onto that tower there. Rotation's up.
They're going to try for a bit of poke onto Weeha around these 6-minute rune spawns, but it's going to be down bottom. Weeha's going to get fortunate with this
Radiant's
as well.
middle
Salves
tower
out,
is under
and another
attack.
bottle refill for the Void Spirit. And with that, you know, level 6 and the Arcane rune, definite
bottom.
potential for Weeha to go for kills. Connection, but Toro time walks out again. And it's again a very close opening. Both teams sort of having the same area where they're getting pressured. Both carries having a lot of heat thrown at them in this laning stage.
Yep. Mind Control's able to find that Wild Wing, stop that obnoxious tornado. Able to kill it as well, GH.
You've been voided.
Bishop into the Star Storm. Oh, Fairy Fire. And the South. It's going to keep my posture alive. South does get cancelled, but does manage to make sure that GH isn't going to be able to find that first blood. Still yet to be found 7 minutes into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's very quiet.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
He's so bad, he's kind of chasing our men away.
Well, he has to set up onto GH. If he can slow and get an impetus hit, GH. Oh no, GH is going to turn. He's surely going to have the damage, and he does. GH just jumps straight in, gets the kill.
Ours all along.
As that will be the first flood that GH is finally able to find. Top
We
lane.
are trying to get aggro mid. He will be okay.
Trying to catch Miracle, but Miracle quick with the jukes. So then coming over to help out. Let's see if they've got the damage. They do this time round. It's all right. To get the time walk off. Control and GH having enough lockdown and damage to dispatch him. So now I'm finding a couple of kills in this bottom lane. Things starting to open up. And Mind Control's farm, as we've seen, has been very free. The same to be said though for Collapse. You know, we see both off laners having pretty much the best time in the game so far.
Yeah, this is a concern though, right, for the Void very heavily in this game. That you see how easy it is for him to die. They don't have to do much, anything fancy. It's just some chain stuns. They have so many of those in this game. Definitely worried for him.
And what in terms of both carries having to make a be easier for one of the two of them, is PL or the Void, you know, both taking a bit of a hit in the landing stage. Like who's able to sort of pick their game back up easier?
Well, I think PL just can hit jungle creeps, so and just farm the jungle just quite a bit faster. So I'd imagine Miracle should be able to catch up a bit easier. But it's really going to be depending on a lot of those rotations of those mid laners, as we're already seeing Weeha get active. And I'd imagine Mio is going to match that aggression almost every time he sees that Void Spirit make a play.
Yeah. I mean, imagine what moving around the map this phase. Don't know. Picking up an urn next, would you imagine?
In this game,
Would you get the Yules?
Oh, I'm not too sure, actually. Urn doesn't really have too much value in this one, but it's your Quas Wax.
Sure, yeah, you can get Oracle as well. Yeah, it's probably not going to be too appealing for Mia.
No, he's actually just queued up the Ag, so I guess he's just going to go for the big play, chase the Ag for now.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I mean, you've got the setup right. You have got a lot of good team fight, a lot of great setup, and that's, in terms of the numbers, that's going to do the most damage. There you go. Yourself that ability for the Cataclysm. Chrono to be dropped down bottom. They got the damage to get my drop point, get the spell. They do. Coming in at the final moment as Yator gets aggressive immediately with the Mask of Madness complete. Goes straight up before he starts burning in the boots. Does give him that insane amount of attacks. He's going to kill top lane. Miracle also taken down at the same time as Collapse has the setup with the ultimate. So bad also on top of RMN. RMN's got to be careful as he steps back. But just like that, quick plays on both lanes. As Yellow Submarine, they take down the two big cores.
Yeah, the moment they saw Doppel use, they committed. They just dropped the wall, they drop the spear, they throw everything out onto him and get him able to take him out there.
It's a very solid opening again from Yellow Submarine with 10 minutes in. They're 3 heroes, the top 3 net worth right now.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, that Mars really is popping off, and he is an important one, like we said, like for that PL. If he gets big enough, he will be able to have ways to clear illusions and stuff too in the mid game. Mind control.
So down bottom, mind control. He wants to set up for this, but of course with the Echo already used in that last attempt, he has the other 2 stuns. They'll just go for the easy of the 2 kills. Set up onto Miposhka.
Settle for the support.
Towards my own.
But it's movement as well. He's doing a lot of movement around the map. Mio's getting good space in the mid. See if he can counterplay this. As Sobad starts to step away, Yatoro's going to look for the bashes onto Weehar. Can they burst down the Willow in time? Sobad getting low. Finally, they'll get him with that second Purifying Flame view. They bring him down. Weehar not having enough damage to really hurt Yatoro or collapse at all, though. Does have to jump away. So 2 movements from the bottom to the top. Weehar's able to find these support kills.
Yeah, nice movements by him getting very active. Mio is actually just, I thought he was going to look to match the aggression, right? But no, he's just sitting in mid. He puts another point in Wax.
Structures are fortified.
Doesn't seem like he's too concerned with those rotations coming out there, since they just did lose the 2 supports. Wasn't actually any cores that really got taken out. Now he's making the move top though to hold this tower, but it's scary to hold here. They have the Mars ulti available.
Very tanky hero too, collapse. Weehar would have to commit pretty much everything if he wants to shot bursting him. Bottom lane. Might look for some action again, Nigma, with mind control. Having the Echo Slam good to go once more. 1300 on his way towards the Blink Dagger right now. This tier 1 very, very low.
Dire's middle tower
really going to look to try and take this out, as it's unlikely there'll be a response from Yellow Submarine. Mio just continue to put pressure on this mid tier 1 tower. He's just a lot of damage
on it. Yeah, that's, he's just really pressing forward. Like, he literally has not left this mid. He's just really pressing this issue here, trying to get this tower and force the reactions from approach. I like it. Right? Going for like the matching.
And he is getting more out of it compared to what gold Weehar's finding from the movements across the map. You know, XP wise and gold, Mio has a solid lead. And sure, you know, the movements from Weehar have found kills, but it hasn't been the big kills. It has just been the supports.
Yes.
The calls on the side lanes for Yellow Submarine still farming away very happily. But we're seeing, of course, the build from Yatoro. He's going to go for the Battle Fury, and you would imagine the Ags is going to come somewhere down the line. You know, so he does have that very solid answer to the PL and his army of illusions.
Makes sense. Top, looking to react, try to help out this tower here. Got the Yatoro's here.
There's the setup. There's got the bow coming down with the Sunstrike. It's not enough damage to kill off Weehar, though. Weehar still able to jump to the side, but the arena's out. Miracle traps GH and Miracle. Miracle does manage to doppelganger out to the side, but they're chasing. Tornado, EMP's out from Mio. He's got the further catch. Miracle will get burst out. The Fear pushing RMN away, making sure there's no extra save available from him. Collapse gets the angle with the spear. They've found themselves a 3rd kill. As Yellow Submarine again bringing out the same high level of plays that we saw from them in game 1.
Such good positioning there too by the Void again, right? Like, these guys are just very good at their shot calling. They know exactly where the fight seems to be coming before it happens. They have their heroes in position for it. And look, Mio already rotating toward mid immediately, not slowing down. Gonna have Blink Dagger at a very early time on this Mars too to get those setups. Just perfect utilization of their ultimates, and want to see Nigma try to do something well. At least 2 are down right now at the moment. Mind control though. Sobad's actually, is he going for this alone?
And they've got the Sunstrike! Is it enough damage? It's not. RMN in just in time to offer the face edict, and Sobad's going to get punished for that one.
God, I hate that little run.
Without Oracle being there, probably would have been enough damage between the 2 of them with that burst.
Yeah.
RMN able to offer up that safety, making sure that the hit from the Shadow Realm didn't do that bit of magic damage.
Pretty huge. As my control now, with that, he has the blink. So now they can look to much easily set up actually initiating a fight. Because otherwise it was just Weehar having to commit forward pretty hard for those. This is going to make it a lot easier.
Oh, as time goes by, I mean, Mio is on track for a very good Ag's son. With this Aghanim's Rush build, it has paid off. You know, he's only left mid when it was essential to do so, and that one movement where he left mid to go up top was a fantastic play. You know, he got so much out of that. The 2 kills, and this has just been incredibly efficient Invoker play this game.
Yeah. Immediately when Mars ult is back up 2, no hesitation. They look for a smoke. They have the blink on him as well. Sobad also has his Terrorize available again, so they're incredibly strong right here. Looks like Nigma's trying to set up onto Mio in mid, as he's been showing himself quite a lot. but he's being careful.
See down bottom.
They see the moonlight, but an
Radiant
instant
are
TP
scanning.
rotation. They're setting up for this.
We are stepping
Dire
under the tower
are
range there. They're fully aware of Void Spirit hanging around.
The Void showed himself top. See what Nigma does with that information as Weehaw is pushing forward a little bit here, but RMN, he's too far forward.
Oh, and Weehaw caught in the combo. They get the fear into the double hit from the Bramble. So bad with the full control. He just straight up soloed Weehaw.
That was actually perfect. The fear,
Radiant's
double
bottom
bramble
tower
into the
is
curse
under
popping
attack.
right at the end of it, and he just has all the damage.
Dude, these guys are good. These
guys are
guys are
playing
good.
real well.
Yellow Submarine, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1, they look pretty hot. And this game 2, I mean, 15 minutes in, this is going even better for them than game 1. And you know, changes have been made this time around. Nigma's got GH back in the squad.
Dire's
So far,
structures are
it doesn't really seem to be making too much of a difference. Yellow Submarine's still coming out on top of these lanes.
And with their heroes, if they do end up like with this such a good start, and if it continues to progress like this, they will have damage to deal with those PL illusions. That was the one thing I was concerned about them in later stages, but they're off to such a great start.
Yeah.
They'll find Miposhka bottom again, but it's just these supports that keep dying, it feels.
I mean, it is just across the cores, collapse Mio and Yatora. It's just one death on the Void. That's all there's been. Nigma just haven't managed to find the opportunity to really get and punish the carries this game on Yellow Submarine's side. They do find the deny on the mid tower, so able to take at least away some of that gold benefit, but still the farm is just rolling in for these heroes. Just 600 gold away from the Aghanims on Mio. And you know, this Void, he's had this top half of the map completely to himself. There's been no interruption for Yatoro. He's going to hit a very quick Mask of Madness Battle Fury timing, considering the pressure that he was getting against him in the lane. And with this Battle Fury timing, unless Miracle's able to get the defusal and start finding
Radiant's
kills,
bottom tower
this Void
is under
he's
attack.
going to get very, very far ahead of anyone else in the game.
Absolutely. Bottom, Miposhka, he has a glimmer already. He's likely to go down anyway, though, from all that
But
magic
it
damage.
just seems like part of the plan, right? You know, Miposhka's dying. Who cares on Yellow Submarine? I don't think any of them care.
Dire's
Nope,
middle
they have
tower
Collapse
is under
stacking and
attack.
farming jungle. They have the Void farming jungle. They have Mio finishing his Aghanims. So they're all, I think they're perfectly fine with all that is happening at the moment. Mind Control's looking to hunt, but Fort Spirit catches him out, sees him making the move.
I mean, they've got to find the Invoker on board. At least, you know, you said it yourself. From the heroes they've got killing potential, right? You know, at this stage, especially with the Bill going for the Axe, nothing to really save himself. They have got that
Dire's
Fissure
top
into
tower
Arrow.
is under attack.
Also having the blink, you know, they theoretically have ways to get these kills. They just haven't been able to do so. They're going to try now with the Moonlight Shadow
Radiant's middle
setup,
tower
see if they can
is
find
under
something
attack.
big. But they're playing pretty safe. I mean, Mio's out of there.
Dire's
So
top
bad.
tower
I mean,
is under attack.
again, would not mind if they do go onto him.
They got the sentry down. They see them now for a second. They saw Mind Control, and they throw the dust. It doesn't quite catch RMN yet. We sneak in with this ward here.
Tower is under attack.
They're very deep in enemy territory, but not quite under any of their vision.
But they can't get anything out of it. They get at least some deep vision. That's actually pretty important. Very deep wards to be able to watch the movements coming out from this team, from the big team fight that's coming out from Yellow Submarine too. Miposhka sees G attacking from the high ground, so now he pings out the ward, and they're going to probably get a double D ward now because of that. They kill the top ward, and now they're very likely to kill the bottom one.
Yes.
But maybe they'll kill Miposhka for it.
Good do, die young. Your phase ends.
So yeah, dead in charge for what, third time in a row from Miposhka, but still it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. As top lane, they're setting up on Miracle. Ooh, off with the timing. Whiffing the timing there, Collapse.
He did it the right way too. He threw the spear before the ulti to try to do the perfect completion. It's so close.
Yeah, didn't sort of get the arena placement out where he was actually at the far end of it. It was too central, so there wasn't the timing for the wall to be built up. And he's almost only going to lose his life for this one. Left behind. No escape for Collapse. He'll manage to turn, run him down. An important skill there for Miracle. He's able to get that gold. They need this PL to get the farm, to get himself back on top. And a bit of a misplay there from Collapse, does hand it to Nigma.
Yep. I mean, it was very close to him actually just catching it and then them just killing him. So it's a risky look.
They might get more here.
Arrow.
They can find so bad, but yeah, just coming in a little late there from GH. get the connection after the Fisher, and Yetoro, he's still turning, has the
in.
chrono. He might just get the mind control. The two of them are surrounded. RMN does have false promise, so Yetoro is going to have that in mind when looking to commit onto these two. Mind control's going to attempt to turn the goal. Jekko, they've got the burst. It's enough damage. Heads up turn around there from Nigma as Yetoro trying to bite off a little more than he can shoot. Now we are the setup. Yours, the remnant. So bad. So bad. Go down as well. Nigma able to find an opening. Jealous Submarine do kind of hand it to them there.
Radiant's
huge
over-aggression there from the boy trying to run in. Has to respect the stuns. Yeah, sure, hasn't been happening too much from Nigma earlier, but we do see. You know, you get hit by that one opener, you're just going to get locked down and get burst at this stage with just a Battle Fury and Mask of Madness.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Miracle has taken that top lead farm spot because of those two mistakes. And we are seeing them making a couple of those, unlike in the last game when they played pretty perfectly.
Solid stuff here from Nigma to even the playing field once more. Aghanim's well on the way here for We Are. 1,400 gold to go off the back of that bit of action. And they've got their eyes around this mid lane. What sort of a jump they can get, but Collapse and Maposhka waiting in the trees, doing their best to hold on to these towers, make sure that they don't lose any tier 1 to Nigma at this stage of the game.
Yeah, definitely got rattled a bit there. There's no Echo Slam though, so I definitely want to see them playing a little bit more aggressive, looking for this fight here, looking for at least a couple pickoffs, but I think they're also probably feeling like, man, our Void's so farmed. You got away with going for Mask of Madness Battle Fury in this game. Maybe we don't need to force the issue so hard. But yeah, there's no Echo, so...
Yeah, the sort of thing scale on, it's going to be Miracle that's the big issue.
Radiant's bottom tower
That's the question of, you know, are Yellow Submarine ready to tackle PL in the later stages? Because Miracle's on track to hitting critical mass at a good pace. He's back on top of the net worth, getting involved in that little bit of a turnaround. He's got the Yash and the Diffusal, getting that Abyssal on as well, so they have that extra opener, extra lockdown, especially with these heroes trying to get the BKBs online. Mio is halfway towards his.
Up top, there's the Chrono.
Dyer's
Good little Cataclysm. Won't be enough damage, level 4.
Actually on the verge of finishing off that tier 2 tower top.
Yep.
Damage to be done. Mia hunting, goes for the arrow, will connect onto the Dark Willow. We are with that final astral step, will be able to burst him down. Over towards mid they go, they've got the detection onto Meposhka. Big buyback. Blame themselves a second. Subab wants to turn, Collapse, he's going to commit, tries to get the spear connection, but won't find it. Now Miracle, he's just going to turn onto Collapse. Yetoro jumps in, he's looking for a target. Getting fine though, he's getting his mana drained. They've got to help out Yetoro. Arrow into the arrows there. Nigma, they're going to have a good shot of finishing off the Void. Can they do so? They can. They've found Yetoro. Remnant set up there as well. Onto Mio. Huge kills for Nigma in the river as Miracle gets the double. And Yellow Submarine, they're starting to get shaken up pretty big this time round here in game 2 as Nigma taking back control of this action. And Miracle, he's 2k ahead of the Void. That's sort of a second time in a row where the face of this Void, he's just struggled to really get into the fight.
Struggled to get in, and that was without Echo Slam. So that was their fight to win, and they're unable to actually do so because they didn't have every single one of their spells up, and now it's a Rush too that could potentially go down. Some big mistakes coming out from Yellow Submarine, and Nigma capitalizing. They're gonna have an Axe. Actually, the Axe is done on Weehaw.
Oh, they're hunting for more. They might even find this Dark Willow. GH not quite able to get the arrow out in time.
Oh,
has pushed them away from the pit. Roshan, it's going down not too quickly, so maybe an opportunity for Yellow Submarine to get over and do something about this. It's a half HP. Yellow Submarine, they've got to get over it quickly. They do have the arena back up. No Chronos for over 50 seconds. It's going to be all about the arena. Weehaw and G is doing their best to guard the area around the Collapse. He's going to jump in. Cataclysm's out. They'll burst down the Marana. There's the Megalo. Straight away, mind control. Johnson, he's found the 3-man. Is there the pull-up? There's the silence onto Collapse. Hammer Pumpkin, they're backing away. The silence as well from his pulses. Halting Yetoro's movements. He's now going to turn towards Mind Control. In fact, the Deathly Blood, they're pushing Miracle back. They've killed off the Shaker. Can they kill off this PL? Miracle straight over towards Meposhka. Can he finish him? Another doppelganger jump forward. Will allow him to get the kill. Yetoro trying to stand his ground against Miracle, but there's too many illusions. Yetoro has to jump up over to the side. They can't clear these illusions out in time. The false promise is there far end, keeping Miracle more than they take down Yetoro yet again. Over they go with the Yules into Remnant onto Collapse. They're just waiting whilst Miracle gets some heals up from RMN. They're looking at charging it onto Collapse. Underneath tier 2, but we are still ready to play in deep and aggressive as they kill off the Mars. Mio's hiding in the trees, but we are found him, jumping over. It's a Team White. Miracles get the triple kill. And at this stage, now 20 to 10, 6k lead.
Radiant's
The
top
last
tower
few
is under
events
attack.
massively resulting in a huge win for Nigma. This is starting to look a little rough for Yellow Submarine. They're starting to fall apart.
Yeah, those big ultis, the cooldown's really starting to hurt them there. Nigma doesn't have to, like we said, they only really have to rely on Echo. They're still pretty strong without it. And Weehaw getting this Aghanim's timing at a pretty fast pace. They don't have anything to dispel it. It catches like 3 or 4 heroes with multi-hero silences. Back to back, the fight just becomes way too difficult for you to do anything. And now, this PL, who's already up to level 19 off of these last 8 minutes, has an Aegis.
And again, Weehaw the catch onto the wheel, like making some very nice moves with the shields this game. As soon as he had that accident, as you said, Weehaw's involvement in the fight has just been incredible. 6-1 and 9, an excellent Weehaw performance this match.
And look at how aggressive they're playing now because of this. Just it's constantly snowballing. Is Miposhka's under 2 wards, and he's gonna get chain stun. The arrow's already, I think the arrow, is it released? Or did he use it before? I can't see it. I think it was before.
He's used it before, yeah. It's
Yeah.
never sink. Is it 5 seconds ago? I must have chucked it out somewhere.
Either way, very likely to die.
Yeah. Mike Johnson on top of him as the Fisher, and yeah, the burst from RMM. Should be enough. I mean, Collapse has got the blink and arena. I mean, do you think there's going to be any temptation for them to try and... They do have Chrono. I mean, Mio and Yatoro are off to the side. If you're Yellow Submarine, do you try and fight this? Do you collapse him from the mid lane and the top lane and turn around on Nigma?
You did see Miracle bottom. I think there's a chance they might actually just full commit into this fight. I think they might have to, yeah. Might be a pretty decent opportunity for them if they're able to catch these heroes. And they need it real bad in this game, because like we said, they're far away from any items to be able to deal with the silence coming out from like the BKB. The Void's gone for the Aghanims. He's got the point booster, so they need a big sequence of events to get these next items finished up. Those BKBs are crucial.
They've got to they've got to go in for this.
Yep, I think they have to too.
You don't let this pass. I mean, Miposhka should die. He's not going to die. You know, take a couple of seconds for them to kill him and a bit of commitment from the 4 of them.
They're talking about a lot right now. You see these pings coming out. RMN, he doesn't have false promise, so he's probably telling them like, gotta be a little cautious, guys. I do have a blink dagger, but
oh, good guy GH there. You know, making it clear to the admins that he wants to take this out of their pause time, as Yellow Submarine are ready to go, but looks like Nigma just need a few more moments before we're ready to resume. Oh yeah, I mean the thing that's going to make the biggest difference in this fight is if they do try and take it is 2 seconds away. Weeha's got an astral step. If he's able to step in and catch like the Faceless Void and the Invoker with the pulse, the silence, then suddenly this becomes a whole other issue for them to try and tackle. There's the jump though. Arena is down. Weehaw, hold on to Weehaw. Weehaw needs help. He needs it now. He's not going to be able to get it. As RMN didn't have false promise back up for 20 more seconds. GH left behind as well. The time dilation slow, allowing you to put it down. They've got the cold snap control. It's there. I mean, as expected, they had to go for that. They did. They get 3 kills out of it. And the big ones too, both Mind Control and Weehaw getting caught by that. Collapse with an excellent jump with the arena. That was always going to be a fight that Yellow Submarine were going to take.
Yeah. Miracle shows bottom for a second. They're like, yeah, let's go. And Miposhka even lives. You get a D ward. There's still 1 ward down pretty deep over there, but some signs of life for sure, as now it gives them a little bit of breathing room to be able to finish up like at BKB in particular on the Invoker.
Yeah, for Yatoro as well. I mean, of course, he's going to finish off the Aghanims first, but he really does need both. You know, before he gets the Aghanims and the BKB, his wounds for the silence and the mana drain of the PL and his diffusal, the fights seem very, very difficult for Yatoro. So as long as they can buy time for that to come out on the Void, they are, as you say, just still going to have a very solid fight despite being down overall in that way.
Yeah, still a massive concern of how big Miracle is, though. He's going to have Abyssal pretty much done. He's jumped from heroes to heroes. Sure, might have a BKB, but now there's actually a thing that can address that BKB on that PL too.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
from that last fight, Yatoro not having to use the chrono, so...
Yeah, sure.
You know, it's not easy for the Void to get in and find the chronospheres, but... You know, if it's like Collapse jumping in and starting things as the Mars, the chances are there's going to be room for the Void to get his way in and find a chrono opportunity.
Radiant's bottom
Yeah, they still have Chaos starters for sure, for him to try to find a good opportunity for it. And Eggs is finished. And that level 20 is about to be done. So with that constant time walk.
Oh, and the Mind Breaker, that's always a nice one. Nice bit of extra damage for the Void.
And that, I mean, it also applies the silence and a bash on your jump, right?
Yeah, nice. I mean, only on the one side.
Only on the one, of course,
so.
yes. I could definitely
I imagine a little look with the RNG is I don't think it would prioritize heroes. I think it just goes for whatever it hits.
Yeah. Still strong though.
Actually, no, wait, it would prioritize heroes because it doesn't even proc on non-heroes, right? So it would actually get the hero in a creep wave. Yeah. No, that's super nice.
Definitely
super
strong.
Nice.
The push cut.
Monster kill!
He'll get caught going on a warding expedition.
Let's see how much Nigma can get from this, because as I said, I definitely feel that they're going to be a little worried about Yatoro when he has the BKB. When he's got the BKB down on top of the Aghanims, they know that it's going to be pretty easy for Yatoro to find whoever he wants to drop in the chrono. And when he does find it, chances are it's going to be a kill. Of course, they do have to save from the false promise. It's going to be very important against this sort of whole chrono cataclysm.
Is under attack.
But the fact that he's not the only one jumping in, it's also Collapse. There's going to be multiple ways to find RMN, so RMN's positioning is going to be incredibly important. And with the blink and the telescope, he's definitely got ways to play smart with it.
And Aether Lens, right? Like he's literally got the trio. He's got everything he really needs to stay super far back, almost level 15 too for cast range, so he shouldn't get caught in the chrono.
No,
but it is a very devastating chrono if they can catch multiple heroes. This Cataclysm, it's a map Exort now, so
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
They will vanish very quickly if they do get hit by it.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Aegis for about 30 more seconds here on Miracle. Nigma trying to press this forward here. And Collapse.
Oh, it's been... they're not found it. The Remnant didn't get him. Ooh. Oh, nice position. A TP out there as VR tries to get the read, but not quite able to find him. Collapse able to get away with his life intact.
The prize
very
is
cheeky.
mine.
The one ward that they do have down on bottom, it spots Miracle. And they will see Weehaw up top, so they might make a move on Weehaw because they saw Miracle. Can't quite get him though. The rest of the team collapses.
Yeah, a little too slippery. Very hard to land the combo on him unless they sort of have me around to open things up with a cold snap.
And that's the Aegis. Reclaimed. But he was able to finish out the Abyssal and an Eagle Song if he chooses to buy it.
Yeah, he's still
huge.
Incredibly big.
Yep.
Do you sort of like the... Because I sort of wonder, you look at this game, why is it the Miracle wants to go for the Butterfly rather than something like a Skadi or a Satanic or a Heart that's going to give him a bit more protection against the burst?
It's just such a good item on PL. It really is. Just amazing illusions. He's getting... Oh, he actually jumps into them.
And Collapse, he's found RMN. He's been able to get the Oracle on the backlines. They actually have the damage from Miracle, though. They're trying their best to be him down. There's the pushback. Disarmed as well, trying to escape. Jump forward from Yatoro. It's not quite enough, but now with the Cataclysm coming down, it's chaos all around. As we are beard back, taking out the bashes there onto Miracle. Miracle still trying to run away. So bad if Aposhka on the chase. RMN will root back for Aposhka for now. They've managed to keep Miracle alive. There'll be a buyback from Weehaw. Yatoro jumps over towards GH. GH is able to leap out. Monkey drop committing the echo just onto the Invoker. Is it enough knockdown to find Yatoro? He's back in. He's onto the PL. Doppelganger out in time again. Miracle still alive. Turn gets the bash on him. Aposhka. He's able to live. The heals are out. Aposhka will slide. They're still chasing. Collapse. He's in. Tries to find Miracle. The setup there to allow the Void to jump over. Miracle still on the road. Back over towards Aposhka goes another route. Holds back Yatoro. Miracle still up the top. Yatoro's in. Mind control comes with the entire launch down Yatoro for now. Miracle still on the run. One more time. What might just do it. Yatoro's in. Over towards Miracle. Finds the bashes, but again the evasion. He's away. He's able to turn with a slew of large. Yatoro's in once more. Has he got the damage? He has. Finally, Yatoro able to finish off the PL. The impetus, bringing mind control low. Yatoro's got the follow. Jumps over with the time warp. Claims the double kill. We have done yet. They've got the detection out onto GH. GH up to the high ground. He's trying to run. Another jump forward. Yatoro gets the triple. Oh, big things happening here for Yellow Submarine. Triple kill for the Yatoro Faceless Void.
a 90-second fight.
Top tower is under
Him
attack.
just chasing around, time walking over and over again. And the really important thing is that was pre-BKB on Yatoro, and he's able to just constantly jump back and forth around.
I think that was the most surprising thing there. That, as you say, without the BKB, he had that much space to move around as he did.
That was just like you said. I think it's really up to that initiation. That first jump, sure, they don't kill that PL, but they cause so much chaos, catching RMN in the back and just making mind control, get this Echo Slam that's not the most ideal, and just forcing buybacks and everything. That was, I mean, that was huge for them. They're like fully back in this one now. Void level 24 off of that with a full BKB.
And you know, we saw what he did last game. Very confident on this hero. You saw it. And again, as the itemization, the perfect way to go. I mean, we did see, you know, it did take a lot of hits. You know, Miracle's still very tanky. Takes a long time to bring down. But once he has now the MKB done over this BKB and Aghanims, he's going to have no problem shredding the heroes of Nigma. It's going to be very scary for them. And they're going to go straight in away again for another hit. Chrono, as soon as it's back up, Yellow Submarine, they're ready to go for the hunt.
Oh, this might catch them off guard here. Armin is sitting on the tree still at the moment. GH will be spotted. They saw him for a second.
So what Collapse wants to jump.
Oh, but they saw
holding off on it for now.
Yeah. And yeah, this MKB, it's such a natural build-up too for the Void. So, you know, the question that you were asking before is, this PL, you know, going for that butterfly in the end for Miracle might end up hurting. Because he's not spending on something just to make him a bit tankier and harder to kill, actually, versus that Void, which is the problem. Yeah, that's the hero that's chasing him.
No, for sure, yeah. The butterfly is just not, it's not going to help him. If he's chronoed and gets caught by the punches of the Void and the damage output for the Cataclysm, he absolutely has to have RMN by his side. But as we saw that last fight, Collapse doing a great job of just having a read on RMN's position and making sure that RMN just isn't able to get to the front lines to help at the start of the fight.
Oh, the Moonlight. A couple heroes on the high ground here. So bad is playing on low ground.
It is a little careful though for Nigma. They've got to think about the chrono. They have to think about the arena. The ults are up for Nigma for Yellow Submarine. I mean, Nigma as well do have their Echo Slam good to go.
Second smoke. It's so scary though because you can't have two heroes standing next to each other. Otherwise, they're gonna get Cataclysm and you're gonna lose the fight immediately having no heroes. The jump forward is in.
They're gonna look to jump mind control to start things off. Looking for the shaker mind control, force to the side. He gets the fish off, but the BKB is already there. They've had to use the Force Promise to save mind control, meaning that RMN's left vulnerable. The Oracle's lost his life. Collapse doesn't find the spirit onto mind control. Mind control able to blink out with that last bit of False Promise, but they're chasing. They're going to chase this for sure. They know there's no Oracle. They have the Chronosphere still good to drop as well as the arena. Nigma's got to get out of it. They cannot afford to take a fight without RMN being alive to provide that safety for Miracle.
Mind control very lucky that he actually survives too. I believe that the Void time walked in and instantly popped Mask of Madness. So he couldn't actually use anything else. At the pop BKB trying to chase him out, but yeah, doesn't get the connection. And a decent disengage for Nigma, which looked like it could have been a disaster with the way that start. Level 25 now on the Void, so Backtrack is online, harder to bring down, and he's gonna have MKB at the same time pretty much as that Butterfly is coming out. So they're in a very strong window here, and it's still like, you know, it's still very difficult to play versus such heavy amount of team fights. It's just, if anyone gets caught, if more than one hero gets caught in Chrono, you probably just lose the fight. Scary.
Especially now you're 25, having that 20% backtrack. Gonna feel almost invincible. We've got the level 20 soon as well on Mia. I mean, in this sort of game, do you take the alacrity buff at 20 to help your Void, or is the tornado cooldown preferable?
I mean, it's in the eyes of the beholder, really, how you're feeling that the game goes on. Usually the chase is more prioritized, and you like the cast range on the alacrity is already not the greatest, so usually it's, you know, usually I like seeing the tornado, but yeah.
I guess sort of having higher up time on the tornadoes is it's also just going to be something else that RMN has to be careful that he doesn't step into. Tornado can absolutely sort of take him out of action long enough to give space to kill off whoever RMN's trying to get in range of to save.
Yeah, always just feels like it does a little bit more rather than just like a single target buff.
And looking at Nigma's lineup, I mean, we've sort of been talking mainly about what Miracle's able to do. I mean, the other two cores, Mind Control and Weehaw, I mean, as these sort of heroes, the Shaker and the Void Spirit, is there any sort of real big power spike you sort of for these heroes coming soon? I mean, I guess the biggest one being like the 25 inevitably from Weehaw, but anything item-wise that's going to change much?
No, I think it's just like these Euls, Aeon Discs, etc. Things to just protect you from either getting chronoed or protect you during it. It's kind of just tough for them.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Weehaw's already pretty much at his like highest point until, like you said, that 25 comes online. Mind Control. His job is just his spells for the most part. So.
Oh, we got Moonlight once more from.
So Warded Sentry on the high ground though. So they do see GH, they see Weehaw, they see Miracle.
Roshan up, of course. A lost fight will mean conceding Roshan to the enemy team, almost certainly. Now that fight around the Roche pit, I mean, sure, Nigma's got an Echo Slam, but that's a team fight. Yeah. Again, just a draft where Yellow Submarine have this incredible amount of power when it comes to fighting in an enclosed area.
Radiant are scanning.
Yeah, so many different ways to trip everybody up or control them.
Dire's top
Miracle
tower
is in a risky spot too, because no buyback available for him, because he committed the gold. Same thing goes for Yatoro. He's actually going to be going back and setting up. He's picking up his MKB.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
They're super strong if they can catch one or two heroes in a chrono.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Are scanning.
Weehaw's jumping out. They're jumping in as soon as Weehaw goes.
Straight away, Armin! Aim range for the fourth product, but Armin dies to the Dark Willow.
Miracle's so dead.
He absolutely is. This amount of damage is not going to be offset whatsoever by any amount of healing. Just quick moves. Quick moves by Yellow Submarine.
He spent his gold, so 90 seconds, no PL. They catch Armin in the back too, and it's a Roche.
I mean, yeah. Maybe because the chrono was used, if he had buyback, he could have come in and maybe got to the pit. Not going to happen at all, as you said. He's out of the game. This Roshan is there. And if they realize this, I mean, they're almost certainly going to push on for a tier 2. They might even try and shove the lane up for more. They're that far ahead, and with the damage that this Void does, they push pretty quickly.
Yeah, and they have the Forge Spirit's bottom addressing the double catapult wave too, so they don't have to go help it.
It's in a great position. They
Dire's middle tower.
They can just take the
mid lane, just go straight up to the high ground. 50 seconds, no PL.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, bottom is pushed out now from those double forge, so yeah, on to high ground.
Tower is under attack.
And let's see what sort of a defense Nigma can pull together without their carry. Of course, they don't know that the PL doesn't have buyback. We'll see how much they want to try and push it. With the Aegis and the BKB, they're going to be feeling pretty confident, Yellow Submarine.
Yes.
Connection onto Yatoro. 20 seconds to the PL. Collapse trying to jump in for the combo. Then you get the remnant pull back onto Yatoro. Down a little low. Still not enough to really scare him. Now he'll start to back away with the PL coming back into play in 10 seconds. We'll relax a bit.
I'd be pretty happy that if I was on the side of Nigma though, holding the racks when you didn't have PL buyback, you don't have great wave clear either. Well, with the Void Spirit you do, but he has to kind of commit forward. It's a little bit scary. It's a great hold by them. And what? That's the Echo Saber now finished onto Yatoro.
What's going on? They step straight into the trap. A sweep across for the top lane allows them to find the terrorized setup onto the two of them. They will manage to kill the Oracle. We are able to jump away just in time, gets away from the follow-up. They're still going to continue to fight this though. Yatoro, she's straight over onto what GH. The Yules will slow him down. Collapse tries to find the spear, but the rest of Nigma are out of there. Yeah, nearly losing We Are as well there. Just very, very fast plays consistently coming out from Yellow Submarine as they are really taking the lead now. 21 to 24, 4K lead. And this just late game team fight combo and potential from Yellow Submarine. It just seems like Nigma are struggling to match it. A lot of pressure on Miracle to just not get caught in it, to actually get a chance to hit heroes. If they blow up this PL in the fights, it pretty much seems like it's a guaranteed team fight win anytime. If Miracle dies, the team fight seems pretty over.
Yeah, they know that they only need to itemize for PL really. Like look at the way that their items are, right? Like Invoker now Shiva's, they've got pretty much everything they need just to deal with him because they know Weehaw's gonna he's gonna fall off real hard as he already has throughout the majority of this game. So it's now, I was saying it's such a dream PL game, but because they've been able to get all this itemization, I think it looks pretty damn good for Yellow Submarine going forward in this one.
Radiant are scanning.
Toro, very close to having the full Silver's Edge.
My God.
Again, it's just been an excellent game from the Void. Bottom lane,
Dire's
GH.
middle tower is under attack.
With the Moonlight.
Does catch him, and they have sentries.
And it does.
does.
And the dust. Maposhka, he's able to slide in and get in range. GH off to the side. Now dropping me. GH way before anything can catch him. Bringing in this bottom wave, getting it over towards the final tier 2 that does stand for Nigma. Miracle's in the mid, he's been caught. It's a miracle. Man's going to be able to get over time with the false promise, but again, the issue is, I mean, sure, by some time, but he's still going to take so much damage, he has to go back to the base. He's going to get 2. And the combinations here, excellent plays from Yellow Submarine. Locking him down, he'll get the chance to double, but he's so low. The tornado and the blast, BO finishes him off. Weard's able to jump out with the just saving his life. But they're in. They're able to push Iron Man out of the base with the spear. I mean, Yellow Submarine there just on fire this series. Phenomenal plays here from the squad. As they couldn't be doing this any better. The execution is top tier.
Yeah, they're playing this. I mean, they're playing perfect throughout this series. The support's always taking the deaths.
Dire's top barracks.
Great spell usage every single time in the team fights.
Dire's top
And yeah,
barracks
look at this.
has fallen.
2 sets of racks, very likely to go down here.
We are. Trying to pull off Maposhka. He's fully committing for this, but he's been caught by his favorite collapse. He's dead. He's got buyback. I mean, they're now down 13k. They're losing a second set of racks here in the mid lane. As Yatoro collapse, they clean up the range tracks. They're onto the lane. They still 40 seconds. No Miracle PL. He's 200 gold short of buyback. Collapse. He's in. The arena. He's caught the 2 of them. The arrow there again connecting on a GH. GH is locked down. He's out of the game for a minute. It just doesn't stop any chance the Yellow Submarine see to jump in and get a kill. They are taking it right now.
And this the damage is really done because it's just PL versus the world. And like I said before, they're just gonna chrono him every single time, and there's not much they can do to save. Our men save. It's just not a save anymore. This one is feeling pretty dusted. Yellow Submarine.
No, that's definitely showing that these guys are a team to watch out for. And as I say, just again some sort of new names entering the field that people may not have heard of before.
Only a week of playing together too, right? So
exactly, yeah. If you missed the interview earlier, that's what Maposhka said. He said they've only been playing together a week. He was asked about sort of his teammates. He was like, I don't even know them. They've been playing together that short.
They're trying to jump out.
They're trying to burst his faces forward with the Echo combo. He's just not getting that at all. Detroit's able to get the BKB off turn.
He's just fighting.
He's out of mana. He's fully committing the false promise. Will keep Miracle alive. But Yatoro, he's doing a lot of damage. Fierce again, the arena. They're catching the tree. The Cataclysm goes crashing down. It's a dead mind control. It's going to be a dead Miracle too. Both cores out of the game. No buyback. They're chasing Nigma back towards the base. It's just down to the last 3 of them. With no buyback on mind control. No buyback on Miracle. As just yet again, perfect play from Yellow Submarine.
And they have chrono, so even when PL does come back.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
This has just been flawless execution really by them. As going for this last set of racks. Whole team rallied together.
Oh, GH, he just jumped in and turned into a frog.
Barracks are under attack.
Wow.
Dire's bottom barracks.
I did not expect this when I was here during the interview about that. Them like just playing together for this 1 week.
They just played together a week. I mean, this is amazing. Absolutely amazing game from Yellow Submarine. GG is cool. I'll take the game, they'll take the series. I mean, this game too, we had GH returning to the fray. Was, of course, stood in for by Submarine in game 1. It didn't matter. Even with the change of the return to, obviously still lacking